All right, guys. So I don't think this is going to be a long video. It's just something that I needed to cover because it's so annoying. So the EFF tables this new bill that will compel state organs to insource all of their services, right? So they give a list of all the services here, which would include cleaning services, security services, gardening services, construction of building and infrastructure, maintenance of building and infrastructure, IT services, catering services, auditing services, transport services, administration services, and healthcare related services. And then the EFF says that one of the big problems that we've had in this country is, and I'll read this to you, all these services are usually required on a recurring basis, and there is always a need for government to provide these services for an indefinite period of time. You'll also note that a lot of these services are actually expert services, like construction, for example. Not anyone can just build. Maintenance, again, not anyone can just build. IT services, not anyone can provide IT services. So these are highly sort of specialized positions and specialized services. The Bowles Memorandum further states that the South African government post-1994 embarked on a program of wholesale outsourcing of services and functions required or provided by government. This emphasized the principles of debureaucratization of the public sector and local government, reforming and strengthening management practices in government, decentralizing decision-making, and outsourcing of all government functions where possible. These reforms created many administrative problems. One such issue is that prices for contracts are often purposefully inflated through manipulation of the tender system. This underlines the majority of corrupt activities that are currently taking place in all spheres of government, including in organs of the state. The EFF further argues that it has, to a large extent, collapsed the state's ability to deliver the necessary services to the people of South Africa. The EFF is also especially concerned about the exploitation of workers. Secondly, there is continuous exploitation of the workers who are employed by these service providers to deliver these services that the state will, for the foreseeable future, be required to provide on a recurring basis. Now, what is the EFF basically suggesting? They're saying that all of these services that are currently provided by contractors must be provided in-house by the government. And the reason for this, not to save money, because it will not. Remember, you will have a full-blown building team on the payroll working for the government, but there won't always be things for this building team to build, right? Like, that's just the nature. You don't always have to build stuff. But this is how government operates. Since it has a building team, and obviously will now have a budget for a building team, it'll just build useless shit because they need to use the budget for something. Or they'll just steal it. That's also another another thing that they could always do. The same with maintenance teams. The fact that these things have created administration problems is a sign of the administration being useless, not a sign of the system being useless. And the argument from the EFF here is that while what it will do is it will remove corruption. How? The problem with this system that we currently have, where it's all outsourced, isn't the system. Many governments around the world have outsourcing of these services. The problem is that there is a heart of corruption within the ANC. The entire organization is corrupt from the top right all the way down to the lowest member. They're all just looking for a way to eat from the troughs of this economy. No matter what system you introduce, no matter how you try and run the system, they will always find a way to exploit the system and steal as much money as possible. In fact, they'll probably be much worse because now everything will be done in-house. Now the minister can get her cousin to become the cleaning lady and pay the cleaning lady 500,000 Rand a month. And then the cleaning lady gets another cleaning lady and pays her $50 a day to just quickly clean, while the minister's cleaning lady sister is becoming a millionaire, right? As a result of being the cleaning lady in-house. It's because the heart of these people is corrupt. No structural reform fixes that underlying problem. The ANC has an ideology of self-enrichment. So no matter how you change the structure will always just lead to more and more self-enrichment because it's at the heart of what they do. Now, of course, the EFF doesn't actually care because they're exactly the same. Do not think for a second that the EFF is the non-corrupt party. Anyone who thinks that has not been paying attention. One of the first things Julius Malema became famous for after leaving the ANC was the VBA scandal, where he was actually stealing money from a bank that was supposed to help people. When Julius Malema made the promise that he was going to build a school, where's that school? When he promised that he was going to build a bunch of houses for EFF members that had lost all of their stuff, none of those ever got built. The man is a walking stick of lies, right? Like literally, the man makes a bunch of promises. He is the epitome of writing checks. He's mouth writing checks that his ass can't cash, right? That's literally it. That's saying that's Julius Malema. He's that guy. So when you think for a second that the EFF is not going to use this to their advantage, you're out of your mind. They're suggesting this because this will allow them to steal more when they finally get into government somewhere, because they do actually believe that they'll get into government somewhere. It's a sad state of affairs, but I wanted to share this because you needed to know. And it was a story that I found funny and interesting, so I shared it. Anyways, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this. Can you see ways in which they might fiddle the numbers to get even more out of the system? I'd love to read your thoughts in that comment section down below. If you like what I do and you want more people to see what I do and you want to support me, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment. It really does help. Then a massive shout out to all of the patrons and the YouTube channel members that continue to support this channel and make it possible for me to do the work that I do. To become a patron, just hit the link in the description down below. Be a channel member, click the join button right below this video. As always, be good to each other, be kind to each other, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Peace.